Hey guys, it's ReyesWorldTV here, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I absolutely love Robert Eggers' movies. For anyone who doesn't know, he is the director of The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman. So far, each one of these movies I hold highly because I loved each one of these films for their own valid reasons. However, with that being said, once I saw that Robert Eggers was doing Nosferatu, my interest in just the movie in general peaked. Not only did it peak, but once I saw just a teaser trailer, I knew I had to see this film. In fact, right now, I am resisting all of the other trailers because I'm already sold, guys. I'm already sold. I'm going to watch the movie probably on Christmas, to be honest, because I really have nothing to do on Christmas. So, yeah, I guess Merry Christmas to me. However, due to my impatience and my curiosity, I decided, let me watch Nosferatu from 1922, aka a movie that is literally 100 years old. And some of you guys may ask, how was your experience watching such an old film? Well, I actually had to watch it twice. And originally, why I had to watch it twice was simply because apparently there was like a filter thing going on within the film to kind of like tell you like what's nighttime, what's daytime, which thank God I did watch it twice because the first time I saw it, there was no filters for anything. So there were certain points where Orlok, aka Dracula, not Dracula, because apparently, it was based off of Bram Stoker's Dracula, but it's not really Dracula, but nevertheless, I had to go and watch the movie twice because the first time I saw it, there was no filter. But there were certain points in the film where I was like, wait a second, why is Orlok walking in daylight? This kind of doesn't make sense to me until I started doing my homework about older films, and thank God I did because, again, that confused the hell out of me. But overall, even though I saw the movie twice, my experience was average. Now, guys, I could definitely appreciate the history, filmmaking, because honestly, this film was still pretty interesting to watch. I would definitely put this movie as in like a time vault type film. And the reason why I say that is because this is the type of film that, unless you saw it correctly the first time, don't be like me, find the right version. You watch this movie once and you could appreciate the history of it, but in reality, because of such a large time gap, I can't see myself rewatching this film over and over again. However, as a person who appreciates films, I gotta say, this movie was shot very interesting. There are certain scenes that really do connect very well with each other, and the acting for its time, well, it was pretty good. And I gotta say, even though I'm watching this film and it came out in 1922, Orlok himself is still very, very creepy. The one thing that I enjoy about this film is that it's not afraid to breathe. And when I mean that is that if you notice and you watch a good chunk of modern horror films, they're kind of always like in the moment of trying to get you to fear 24/7, which I get to a certain degree because obviously when you watch a horror film, you're supposed to feel fear and stuff like that. But however, what makes a good horror film, at least into my eyes, is the dynamics of learning when to tell the story, when to fulfill that story to make sure that you fear the characters you're providing, while also giving you other characters that you should care about. And in this situation, it was not afraid to go and show you the salesman and, him having to travel far. Because again, we're talking about an older film, so planes, non-existent. Cars, non-existent. The movie gives you exactly what you need to feel for these characters. Obviously, in this film, Hunter, the guy, the salesman who's trying to get Nosferatu to go and buy the property right next door to him, he knows that this is a very good opportunity. The place is abandoned, and the amount of money he would make from it would pretty much help his pockets and help him and his future wife, fiance, something along those lines. They kind of really never went down with the details on that one, but I'm just assuming girlfriend slash fiance at this point. Now, as a person who loves Bram Stoker's Dracula, in fact, I even have it in 4K because that's how much I love this film. I definitely see the novel influence within this film. In fact, when I was watching it, there were certain points where I was like, huh, this feels very familiar. The people side of this film can sometimes be a little over-exaggerated for the acting. However, because of the time, obviously, I have to give it a leeway with certain things. But again, the movie does a really good job sitting you into certain situations where you're like, okay, this is why this is happening. This is what needs to happen so that it can move forward and progress. See, if Nosferatu was one of those vampire films where you just kind of see Nosferatu, and I know that's not his name, by the way. I'm just going to say it anyway. But if we was to just see Nosferatu just kind of like on screen all the time and just see him just kind of doing everything, it would leave out a fear aspect because we're constantly seeing him doing everything, and it would hold a mystery behind his character. And that's why I really enjoyed the human side of what was happening when you don't see him on screen. We see how even though Nosferatu is not 100% on screen, his influence can still be shown. Whether he's trying to control Hunter's girlfriend, whether he brings plague and rats to Germany, his influence is still very strong. Look, am I saying that Nosferatu is the best vampire film out there? No, not at all. However, the one thing that I can do is appreciate what Nosferatu did for vampire legacy. Whether it be Underworld, where it's more action-based type vampires, Dracula Untold, Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman, hell, even Dracula Dead and Loving It, which is a vampire comedy type film. We would not have any of these types of films without Nosferatu being in the forefront, especially when you learn about the history of it, and apparently because of how it was so close to Bram Stoker's Dracula that they were required to go and destroy all the copies that were made. Well, obviously, not all the copies were destroyed because we were able to see it now, and we can still see it now. It's free on YouTube. That's how I saw both copies, which I'm not going to lie, folks. That's pretty amazing that we could go back in time and watch all these classic films for free. It kind of blows my mind, to be honest. I truly do have a love and appreciation for this film and what it did for the vampire universe. And this film made me more excited for Robert Eggers' interpretation of Nosferatu. But that was just my experience watching the 1922 version of Nosferatu. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next ReyesWorldTV video.